What is up, YouTube? MrPencilPal is here. This is a relatively new channel that me and my friend created. We've both watched great battlers on YouTube, such as Xenon and King Daddy DMAC, and these guys have really inspired us to post YouTube battles. Now, before I start the battle, we're not that good. We're really not that good. But I hope you guys enjoy the battle, because this is really for entertainment. And without further ado, let's get on with the battle. So, I sent out a Celebi, and he leads off with a Wobbuffet. Apparently Wobbuffet is not Uber in this generation, which is kind of strange to me, but hey. Smogon does what Smogon does. So I can't switch out because of Shadow Tag, so I use Leech Seed, knowing it's the best move I can do. He encores me, doing what every Wobbuffet does. But I know in my mind that I can win this battle because Wobbuffet really can't do any damage to me unless he tries to get me to struggle. And unless he wants to have a ridiculously boring battle, he's not going to force me to struggle. So he just sets up the safeguard and ends up switching out, knowing that this is going to be a boring or losing battle for him. And I know that once he switches out, I can set up a Leech Seed on anything that comes in. And he ends up sending up Volcarona, aka Corona. And so, like I said before, I set up Leech Seed, and that's great for me. Now, I'm fearing the Bug Buzz or the Fire Attack. So I switch out and send in the only Pokemon on my team that could really take it, which is my Choice Scarfed Shiny Red Gyarados, aka Man Beast. What a beast. So he takes the Bug Buzz relatively well, actually, for a stabbed Life Orb move. And I get Leech Seed life back, which is always helpful on Gyarados. And I use Waterfall, not wanting to overpredict or anything. And he actually sends out his own Gyarados. Mine's shiny, so it's obviously better. So I use Waterfall, and he takes it well. And because I'm locked into Waterfall, I'm going to switch out and send in my physically bulky Celebi. And even though my friend's Gyarados has the potential to have Ice Fang, I'm actually not too scared of it because it's unstabbed, it's low base power, and Celebi is a great physical tank. It's one of my favorite. He ends up using Stone Edge because, you know, might as well not overpredict, and he ends up switching out, so this tells me he doesn't have Ice Fang. Now I know that if he decides to stay in, I'm going to Thunder Wave him, or if he switches out, I'm going to Thunder Wave him. So either way, Thunder Wave is going to hit someone, and he ends up sending out Volcarona, which I don't really understand, but hey. Thunder Wave, like, really ruins Volcarona's sweeping power, so, yeah, I don't know why he did that. Fearing obvious Bug Buzz, I send back my Man Beast, and he ends up getting a crit, which sucks, but hey, it's the game. This game would not be fun without hacks or crits or all that fun stuff. That stuff really just makes the game overall fun. So I actually used Stone Edge, thinking he would send out Gyarados, but he predicts that and ends up switching his not physically bulky, just bulky in general Scizor, because I noticed he has leftovers. So I send out Bronzong, knowing I could wall every attack, but he makes the good play and switches out too, and sends out Breloom. Now, Breloom only really has like 2 or 3 sets, so it's kind of obvious what he's gonna do. So he ends up using Substitute. I end up using Stealth Rocks because when you look at his team, Volcarona is ridiculously weak to Stealth Rocks, and so is Gyarados. And now, I believe his Breloom uses Spore, which I'm alright with because Bronzong's really the best sleep fodder I have on this team. And now I'm actually not afraid because this Bronzong can literally wall everything that Breloom has. And my friend actually realizes that and knows it's a losing battle, so he switches out to Corona. But I actually predict his switch, and I send out, I believe, Celebi. And now, knowing that he can't switch back in because of Stealth Rocks, and I'm faster because he's paralyzed, I just use Psychic and end up taking out the Volcarona. So now the score is 5-6 in my favor, and I'm in a pretty good position because Volcarona is really the only Pokemon that could hurt my Celebi, and I've taken it out. So he sends in Scizor. Oh, I guess Scizor could be a threat, but I'm actually scared of the Pursuit, so I decided just to use Thunder Wave, knowing I could probably take one Pursuit if I don't run away. He ends up getting paralyzed, which ends up sucking for him, but also kinda sucks because I don't know his moveset yet. So once again, still fearing the pursuit, I end up using Leech Seed, just trying to affect this scissor as much as possible. And he ends up using Roost, and this tells me that I feel like this scissor does not have pursuit. I'm guessing like Superpower, Roost, Bullet Punch, and something else, but I'm guessing it's not pursuit. So I switch out, not fearing the pursuit, and send in my Man Beast as Death Fodder because I guess I really want to see his moveset. He ends up using the obvious Bullet Punch. Now that I think about it, sending in Gyarados probably wasn't the best idea, but in the end, it didn't affect me too much. So I sent in Roid Rage, my bad, and this is actually a Choice Scarfed Machamp, which I've never seen. For some reason, people just don't like using Choice Scarfed Machamp. But hey, I like it, it's worked out really well for me, and I'm going to continue using it. So I used the obvious Dynamic Punch, confused it, he hits himself, and now I know I'm in a good position. Just gonna use another Dynamic Punch and he ends up dying. So now I believe the score is 5-4 in my favor, and he sends out Wobbuffet now. Once again, I can't run away because of Shadow Tech, so I'm Scarfed, so I continue to just use Dynamic Punch, and now it's a little stally. He gets confusing. He ends up getting confused hacked a lot. Like, he continuously hits himself, which really sucks. But I guess this is a good time for a little break. I really hope you guys are enjoying the battle, actually. This is the first battle I put on. I know that I'm not a great commentator. I'm not a great battler, but I hope you guys enjoy the video and stick around and see what other material I have. I also know that my mic makes a really sharp S sound, and I know you guys are gonna hate it. Your ears are gonna die. But please, I hope you guys can deal with it and just continue watching the video. I'm gonna hopefully get a better mic or fix my S sound mic. Okay, so now he ends up not getting confused for once and gets counter, and he does a very good amount of damage. But now I see, like, okay, I could take him out with a Dynamic Punch at this point, but he actually survives, which is pretty amazing. So, and he ends up snapping out of confusion, counters me, and Champ dies. But hey, he took out Scissor, and he almost took out Wobbuffet, so he did a great job. So now I believe I send out Starmie. Yes, this is my, what's it called, Muscle Belt. This is my Muscle Belt Starmie, and he withdraws Wobbuffet, I guess using him as Death Fodder. It sends out the horror of the Pokemon world, freaking Chansey or Blissey or whatever. I end up using Surf, and obviously because it's a Chansey, Evilite Chansey, he's gonna take it really well. I run away knowing I can't do anything, and send out Celebi, and now he uses Toxic, and even though this is my physical tank, Celebi, I'm not too scared because I have Natural Cure, which means Toxic will disappear once I switch out. He ends up using Protect, trying to get some more residual damage on me. I end up using Leech Seed because Blissey has a massive HP pool, which is going to really do a lot of damage to Blissey. Chansey, I'm sorry. Now he ends up switching out Chansey and sends out Wobbuffet as Death Fodder. Not really Death Fodder, but I guess trying to get more toxic damage on me. I believe my friend probably forgot about Natural Cure, or Recover, of all things, on my Celebi. So now more damage, and now at this point I really don't want to take any more toxic damage, so I switch out and decide to go into my Bronzong, I believe. Yes, Bronzong. He uses Seismic Toss. It really is the best offensive move on Blissey or Chansey. I mean, because both attack and special attack for Chansey or Blissey are really terrible, so Seismic Toss does the best damage. I'm asleep, but once I wake up, I'm going to try to use Earthquake because it's my only physical move on this Bronzong, and I really want to do a lot of damage. I want to see how much damage it would actually do to Chansey. He ends up using Wish, which, yeah, sure, I'm okay with. I hit him with an Earthquake, does absolutely nothing, but I want to stay and seeing what he's going to do. But he actually makes a really good move of switching out, sending in Gyarados, predicting my Earthquake, because obviously Gyarados is Flying type and Earthquake's not going to affect it. So he gets the Wish on Gyarados, which at this point I was actually pretty scared, because now his sweeper is back up to full HP with obviously Dragon Dance and Life Orb, so he's gonna hit hard. So I sent in Latias, hoping I could do something, really. I really have no idea what my thinking was. He sets up the Dragon Dance on my Switch, knowing he could really take any move from Bronzo, and ends up using Stone Edge because, like I said before, he does not have Ice Fang. By the way, guys, I feel like Gyarados should always have Ice Fang. It's such a good move, especially to take out dragons such as Latias and Salamence and all those ridiculous dragons. But I end up getting a Dragon Pulse off, does some damage, and I actually survived the next Stone Edge, which I'm really surprised about. This just shows how monstrous Latias is, and I managed to use Dragon Pulse, and boom, there we go. And now he's going to use Waterfall. It's going to be a double down because he ends up obviously killing me with Waterfall, but Life Orb will also take him out. So now I'm feeling a little better. Oh, he gets a useless Moxie. So yeah, he ends up dying, but we end up both dying. He sends out Breloom, and I believe I send out Celebi, yes. Now I don't want to overprotect, I'm just going to go straight for the Psychic and see what happens. And he actually ends up staying. I was like, oh yeah, this game's over. Definitely over. But Breloom survives. What the hell? What kind of Breloom survives a stab Psychic from Celebi? I don't know. So he ends up using Spore, which really I'm not too afraid of because, once again, I have Natural Cure, which is going to get rid of Sleep. So now I'm just going to get out of there, and I believe I'm going to Bronzong to soak up any attack he has. He ends up using the Focus Punch, and I thought I could take it a lot better than this, but this just shows how monstrous frickin' Breloom is. A stab, base 130, massive attack. Breloom is a really great Pokemon. I like Breloom. So, yeah, he ends up switching because I think he knows I have Hidden Power Ice. And I think I actually showed right here, yeah, I end up using Hidden Power, which is obviously going to do nothing to that giant whore of a Pokemon. And I switch out because I can't do anything. I think I set out Starmie, and this is my thinking from here on. I thought I could continuously use Thunderbolt, hoping for the Para-Hacks, and then once it's paralyzed, I could continuously use Psychic, trying to bring its special defense down. And eventually, Chansey's either gonna die, or he's gonna be forced to switch out into Breloom, and I could take it out with a Psychic or an Ice Beam. So that was the plan that I had, but I never end up getting the Para-Hacks. Or just like, you know, the paralyzed, whatever Thunderbolt is, like 10%, 20%, I'm not too sure. And he's gonna keep Seismic Tossing, and I'm gonna switch out once I can't take one more Seismic Toss, because I feel like Starmie is gonna play a big role in the battle. P.S. She actually didn't. Starmie was actually pretty. After this, I don't think I even used Starmie. But yeah, I switch out of Starmie and I send out Celebi. He's gonna use Seismic Toss again, just using whatever he has. And now, I believe I use Thunder Wave because the same plan that I had when Starmie was out. I think I was still thinking of using that plan, except for with Celebi. I get the Paralyze off, and he ends up wishing this turn. Now at this point, I'm predicting him to switch into Breloom. Or he's predicting me to use Leech Seed, because it's Chansey. But I'm predicting him to predict me of using Leech Seed, so I use Psychic. And what do you know, I end up taking Breloom. I hope that statement I just said before, I hope that made sense. Anyway, Breloom ends up dying, and this is great. Now the game's essentially over because Celebi could take on Chansey, and I believe my friend understands this, and he ends up surrendering. So I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this battle. I know I'm a sucky commentator, and I know that I'm not the best battler, but I really hope you guys will continuously look at my videos. I hope you guys subscribe, comment, tell me what I can do better, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, hopefully over time I'll be better at this commentating stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy the battle. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.